Okay, on on track with what happened prior this week. Did you see the eclipse, by the way? Or were you like,
I was at work.
I was like babysitting animals, and so I was babysitting Kate Sith from Final Fantasy VII,
Yeah.
and that was
Oh,
an inside joke. And
whatever
I
Irish
just saw
accent.
the light
Yeah.
like go dark, and I was like, oh okay.
Yeah, I was on my lunch break. I looked out, so it was dark. And I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
you didn't look at the sun, did you?
no, not because I can.
You could see
I was
it.
able to drive home from work, so yes, I'm fine.
But with that posing the question for this week, if Superman were around in Metropolis when a solar eclipse happened, would he get weaker or stronger?
Uh,
Just based off
well,
logic.
we talked about this a second ago. Because thing is, I can never remember what it is that powers them. If it was like the UV rays or it's just like the light from the sun. You correct you corrected me before. I'm assuming he gets weaker due to like the light source being blocked out, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And but I don't know fully.
I think that he gets stronger because because the moon's like in front of the sun, and so the ring, that's why it burns our eyes. Obviously looking at the sun now wouldn't burn your eyes,
Mhm.
but when it's like that, it will burn your eyes because it's a more concentrated like
Yeah,
dose
so he
of
gets like
radiation.
has that ever happened in the comics of
I
like a
maybe,
solar
but I
eclipse
think
and
he
Superman
gets
gets like
stronger.
OP?
I think he'd get like stronger,
Yeah.
and possibly maybe even lose control of his powers. But like that's
You think his powers go like out of whack?
or some maybe
He has to like go like across the earth so he doesn't.
laser breath and frost eyes. It turns that like
That's crazy. Like something like Bizarro.
yeah.
That's what happened.
Um, that's I mean I don't know. I think he
I could see both ways. You're probably more correct than me because I was always
as
been
always.
as I
No.
Avengers and Hulk something say
Oh
otherwise.
okay.
But
Yeah okay.
I could see both sides to it. But I gotta look it up in a comic at some point see if that's ever happened because I'm genuinely curious of like does it make his powers go like
Yeah
crazy like him just doing a simple laser beam is like when it takes out like a whole city or something.
exactly yeah.
Yeah.
That's some food for thought, though. Let us know what you think. X-Men 97, very sad episode. Joker 2 trailer, Suicide Squad Killer Justice League, and much, much more this week on the Comic Book Burrito. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode. I am your host, Darien.
I'm your other host, Landon.
And today we got a plethora of stuff for you. We got Marvel, we got DC, and we got games. You name it, we got it. Let's talk. Landon, how have you been?
I've been okay. Been okay. Pollen still killing me. I took some allergy medicine before we did this, and I feel a lot better. Uh, sorry, I know what you're drinking there. I made
I
this.
just got watered down.
You got watered down with that ice. Yeah, you gotta drink it fast. I made this drink, and it has like orange juice, evaporated milk, vanilla extract, and powdered sugar.
It's so weird.
It's very strange.
I don't know what I think about it.
It's like orange milk.
Yeah.
Kind of, but it's like I think of it like
orange creamsicle type.
Imagine like melted orange creamsicle ice cream.
Yeah.
That's probably the best way to describe it.
Yeah.
It's just like funny, like
Make a milkshake with that.
Dude, honestly,
You probably could.
I might try to see if I can like make it like a mixed drink
You
or
gotta
something.
do is just like put it in with some like.
I thought about.
You actually just freeze it and then like. I feel like that.
Maybe I don't know because I wanted to do it with like maybe a different orange juice because you know there's like orange juices that are like
talking about.
We're talking about drinks today, but like you know, there's like orange juice mixed with like pineapple and stuff. Like I wonder if that would be good with it. But back to comic book stuff. I mean, been okay. I really been playing Final Fantasy VII. Go check that out. You see me flip the chair.
Yeah. My chair.
Yeah, his chair.
Right now.
Well, I can't do this one because it has like weird. Because it's like you're gonna constantly see me. Are you gonna play?
No.
I'll tell you about to play it. I was like, we're gonna watch this right now. But I've been okay. I nothing crazy. How about you? How have you been doing?
Pretty good. I hit a bit of a road bump this week when it comes to streaming.
Yeah, what happened?
I wanted to stream so bad. I'm just like, I just don't have it in me. I just don't want to stream.
There's times I'm like that, man.
I just don't feel the need. And I'm playing Sly, and I'm like, I love these games. It's not anything against the games. I'm just like, I just can't.
You don't love them that much.
No, I'm just like, I just don't want to stream. Like, I just don't feel like it. So if I do stream, I'm doing a horror game because
streaming is so strange because it's not a hard thing to do.
It's just
but I think it's like when I play something, I'm very quiet. Like I want to just keep to myself and all that. But when I'm streaming, I have to like constantly engage. And not that it's even really hard to do, but it's just like I don't feel like talking to a camera or even like having to like really present myself or something. I want to sit on my couch, wear my boxers, and that's it. Eat a pizza and play my game. play my Sonic the Hedgehog.
God.
But no, I get exactly what you mean by that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's that. Also this week, I watched an episode of a show.
I did too.
I don't want to talk about it, but
I wish I waited like last week's because I can't wait.
I guess we got to talk about it now. So spoilers for episode 5 of X-Men 97. Remember it. All right, what were your thoughts going into?
Well, after last week's being kind of like, I don't even want to say mediocre, just like
okay,
it was good. It was the most lowest good I could give it. I was interested in like what this one's going to be because I'm assuming it'll just be part 2 of that.
Yeah.
I wish it was because I don't want to wait now because now we're gonna wait 2 weeks after this.
Well, next week is are you talking about part 2 of this episode?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was just this episode 5 was part 2 and episode 6 was this.
Yeah.
Because now we gotta wait 2 weeks because this upcoming one's part 2 and we won't know what happens until episode 7.
Yep.
So that's gonna be bull.
But
I was like, I hope it gets back on track again, and it did. What about your thoughts?
It got more on track than it was at the beginning.
Dude, it went off. Well, it
almost went off the track.
It went off the rails, honestly. I was like, that's probably better to put it like it went on the track, but then put a new path to go, and then went off that.
So, episode is about we get. All of our complaints that we had last episode were kind of addressed in this one. The whole like not having Scott and Jean there.
Spoiler alerts, by the way. I want to be clear. Yeah. I don't know if we've already set that.
Yeah, that's a spoiler.
We've already established that. Okay.
But Scott and Jean, we find out that Madeline Pryor went to Genosha, and she's like an ambassador there now. Mm. And so she's there doing her thing. The whole all of Genosha is turned into like a Magneto's like. Paradise island, whatever it is. And
is Bahamas, yes.
And like a statue of like Xavier and stuff.
Yeah.
The X-Men go there. I'm trying to remember if I missed anything in the beginning. I don't think I did. Did they do anything big at the beginning?
No, not in the beginning.
No. They go to Genosha and it's Gambit, Rogue, Magneto, and
that's it.
That's it?
Yeah, Jean or Madeline Pryor is already there.
Yeah. Jean and there are people coming to the mansion to interview the X-Men because they're going to put Genosha in the UN. They talked about it in episode like 2, I think, or 1. I can't remember. But they're doing that whole thing, and so they're interviewing. Let's see. At Genosha, they talk to Magneto, and they're like, "Listen, we need a leader. Yeah. We have to have a good leader." They have a really good line. Magneto says it. The blonde lady with the glasses, who I'm pretty sure is Mystique.
Everyone's like, this is Mystique, yeah.
Because she got all mad when he wanted to choose Rogue as his queen.
Yeah.
And that's like, she's supposed to be like the queen of the mutants kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that would make sense. But he had this line where they were like, that lady was like, the people wouldn't support a terrorist as president. And, or no, I can't remember what the line was. It was so good.
I don't remember it either.
It was like, the people, they wouldn't like the president who's a terrorist. And, the president who's a terrorist or something like that. And then he was like, but you appoint terrorists as presidents or something like that.
Yeah.
Or something. I'm like, it was
something like that, yeah.
It was like the hardest line I've ever heard. I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. It was good. But anyway, they're this whole thing. They're there. You meet Nightcrawler, voiced by the same actor that played him.
Yeah.
Dazzler was there. There was a few other characters.
There was this one mutant.
Morlocks, whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They were in the second episode. Magneto saved them and told like the green one, I think his name is Leech, to not be afraid about what he was
Don't
doing.
be afraid.
Which is a good
callback here in a little minute.
Sad callback.
There was this one mutant. I don't know if you ever heard of this guy. Remember, you see the pink guy? He looks like just skull and bones and all. This is a mutant I found out about. And he probably has like the worst mutant power. Besides the kid that's just like radioactive and he ends up evaporating everyone around him. This guy's mutant power is he's just inside out.
Oh my god!
And that's it. And that's his power. That's it.
The worst power.
He's just inside out, and that's it.
That's terrible.
And it's just like a skull and bone. You see his brain and all that, and he doesn't have like no power. He doesn't like
poor kid.
Shoot nothing or no. He's just like and that's it. Has normal strength, and I think he's kind of like I think he can just get hurt normally, and it hurts him.
That's lame.
So that's what I'd get.
Yeah,
I'd be like, oh, I'm gonna be a mutant, dude. I'm gonna be like Cyclops. But I'm like, I'm just inside out, man. What in the world?
That's like I don't know. That's just so weird.
It's horrible.
Oh my god. Okay. I'm trying to remember. Like the big thing that happened. Okay, so yeah, Emma Frost is there.
I'm trying. Yeah, Emma Frost was there. Who was that one guy she was?
I don't
with?
remember his name, but he's part of the Hellfire Gala.
Okay.
And what's her name? There was another lady that was there. Which I recognized her name when they said it. Moira Taggart. She was there. She's a big X-Men character. But anyway, they're having this whole thing. They're talking to Magneto, and they want him to be the king. And he wants Rogue as his queen. He tells her, and it's this whole thing. And I think he tells Rogue, and Rogue's like, oh, this is why you were doing all this with me. You were trying to get me to be your queen. And then he tries to convince her to do it. So she goes to tell Gambit. And
she explains the whole backstory.
Yeah, the whole backstory about how it all happened. It was because of her mom, and she was still a kid, and Magneto
yeah. It's like when her powers just like first started activating.
Yeah, which means you're like 16. It's a little weird.
Dude, he's a cougar, man. Or whatever he calls it. He's weird. He's already weird because he's like.
It was like and this is the first scene that made me cry in the episode. It was when they were talking, and she was like, she was like, I can't touch you. I mean, she was like, I can't feel you. You light up everything you touch, but not me, and all this stuff. And he was like, it's fine, we'll be friends. And she was like, Gambit always knows the odds, right? And he was like, in this game he does. And so they have this whole thing where because I've mentioned in all of the previous reviews for this that we've done that they are like my favorite thing about the X-Men.
Yeah, their power. Yeah.
And I'm sitting here seeing this fall apart, and I'm like,
no.
My God,
this ain't supposed to happen.
She's for the streets.
She's for the street. Rogue. Why can't you be with Gambit?
But they get that whole thing. They have this whole party. I'm probably skipping some stuff. I'll go before I get to the big thing. I'll go back to what's happening at the mansion.
Yeah, go back to the interview. Yeah.
But I mean, they have the whole party. Magneto and Rogue are like dancing in the sky, and they can like make out. And I was just like, why? I was like sitting there like this.
Gambit's like over there at the bar.
And he gets up and leaves. Madeline Pryor was there too. She has a nosebleed, which I'm going to jump back now to the mansion. They're being interviewed.
Yeah, there's a big reveal there.
Scott and Jean are kind of talking, and Jean finds out that Scott's been talking mentally with, God, what's her name? Madeline?
Yes. Yeah, talking mentally with Madeline.
I had like a brain fart. That was
weird. Jean finds out, she gets like pissed off. Well, do you want to talk about the scene beforehand with her out in the lake with Wolverine?
God, that was before
dude,
that?
you talk about what did you call
For the streets?
For the streets? Dude, Jean's for the streets. Where are you? Like, my guy, she kisses Wolverine.
When I saw that, I was
Wolverine
like,
Wolverine might be for the streets too, man, to be honest.
I was like, that's my boy. And then he turned around, and he was like,
man.
go find Scott. And I was like, yes.
Yeah, he's like, you don't want me with me.
He's a gentleman.
Wolverine's a dude. That patch outfit, though, he wears, man.
Yeah.
That's gentleman. Wolverine's a gentleman.
But that happened. She's trying to remember her memories and stuff. Mm-hmm. She goes talk to Scott, and she finds out that he's been talking to Madeline. He's like, it's the mother of my child. I'm grieving my child. And all this stuff's going on. Why are you acting this way? And she's like, and they have this whole argument, and it was just like, and then he goes back to the interview.
Yeah, Cyclops does.
Yeah, and he like goes off, and he's saying something along the lines of like, well, if
Well, it goes good. It's good and decent, but then she mentions how her son is like dead or whatever,
yeah,
or yeah, I hear you lost a son, or he mentions about the whole pregnancy, and he gets pissed off because the doctor wouldn't deliver the child, and
yeah,
he
and
gets
he's talking
aggravated
about
about
stuff. He
that.
was like, we do all this to protect you, and if we wanted to, we could just like,
Not care.
yeah. And he storms off. It was kind of like an intense moment.
Kind of put him in like a bad light a
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Back to Genosha. Madeline Parr's nose is bleeding. She goes out, and Cable shows up.
Yeah.
I was like,
Her
what?
son.
Yeah, her son.
Her son.
And Cable runs up. He's like, you gotta get everybody out of here. All this stuff. And he runs into his mom. And he's like, you gotta get everybody out of here. He's coming.
Or cut the music.
Cut the music. Yeah, cut the music. He's coming. You gotta get out of here. And she recognizes him, but then his time thing messes up, so he's got to go.
He brings him back. Yes.
Yeah, and he says, "I'm sorry, Mom." And then big explosion. Everything, all the stuff going on. It was like
it's like dropping. It's like an
100.
atom bomb, not like dropping. Yes.
Like 0 to 100 immediately. Like all the stuff's going on. People are dead everywhere. All of the like council that were in Genosha are all dead.
It was pretty. It's such a cool shot because you see like Jean Grey look. See a bomb, then you see Rogue dancing, and Magneto looks to the left and just like it's crazy.
And
I'm getting like chills right now. Look at that, man! I'm getting chills right now thinking about
and
it.
It's like, and the showrunner Bo DeMeo, who's been on Twitter talking about stuff, he did confirm Madeline Parr's dead. She died in the explosion. So all this is going on. There's people dead everywhere. Nightcrawler tries to sacrifice himself for Magneto and them, and he's still alive. He's fine, but
dude, you know what? You want this guy? What's that guy's name again?
Who?
The guy who said he was like showrunner.
Oh, Bo DeMeo.
Yeah. Well, he should even want to make MIG money on his OnlyFans. Release the final episode.
Oh,
dude, I'd be paying. Dude, I've never done an OnlyFans subscription, but
with that,
I'd be dropping $100 to see the finale and see what happens, man.
But all this is going on, and it's this giant kaiju sentinel with 3 heads, and it's like shooting
super sentinel. I don't know what you call it.
And it's dropping other sentinels out of it.
Is it that sentinel robot they fought in like the first episode?
No, they destroyed that.
It's because it literally had like the same head.
I don't know what this is, but like it's wrecking shop. It's destroying everything.
Is it Trask? Like who the heck is?
They brought him in.
Or Ford? I wonder if Ford's worked on it.
It's possible.
If that dude, you talk about some drama, it's like Ford's like, yeah, I kind of.
But all this stuff is going on, and it's like people are dying. Rogue and Gambit are helping out people and doing what they can. Like I said, all the whole council's dead. Moira Taggart's dead. Emma Frost is dead. That one guy's dead. I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but he's dead.
But like all this is going on, and then it targets Magneto because it notices the Omega level threat. And Avengers? So shut up. And it starts blasting at him, and Magneto. Oh no, this was before this. It hits a statue. I think a statue of Charles Xavier.
Yeah.
And knocks it over, and it crushes a bunch of people.
Yeah,
and Magneto just like
he loses it.
Yeah, he takes his train and he's like whipping the train and stuff. And then that's when it attacks him. He's protecting the Morlocks, holding up the shield. Rogue tries to go help, and Gambit's like, no, he's trying to protect us. And Magneto wraps them up and like stops
seals them so they can't. And then Rogue breaks that. They do a dome.
Yeah. And she doesn't get through that, and she notices Magneto looking at her. And Magneto looks down at Leech and says, "Do not be afraid." In his like native tongue, which is like I guess Jewish. So, a little bit like
that to me, I'm like, dude, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful.
And then it like hits him,
evaporates him.
You hear a mega level threat eliminated with like echoes, and Magneto dead immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
I was like, oh my god, yes.
I'm like, what?
I was like, oh, okay.
And then Rogue is like,
pissed.
Yeah, so she goes to fly.
I'm getting goosebumps.
She goes to fly at him, and Gambit goes to stop her by charging his bike and hitting her with it, and she gets knocked out of the way. So Gambit takes his staff and is charging towards.
What is he saying as he's like? He's like, you never dealt with the Gambit or something. I can't remember what he says. He says
like, at least I'm the one that like knows the cards or something like that.
Yeah, so I can't remember if he said something important.
And he's like running and he's jumping, and then the Sentinel sends out this like tentacle and it stabs him right through the stomach.
Yeah, well, you don't even see it because you just see like
you hear it.
You see him run and you see him there, and then there's a close.
Then you hear the and
he's like,
And he looks down,
and looks down, you see it, and you're like,
so to get a look into what past Darien was looking like in this moment, I was like,
oh no, I was
I was like, are you kidding me? I'm gonna cry.
Because my girlfriend's sitting next to me. I'm like holding on to her. I'm like,
and
I was like, what is happening?
And then he's like, he gets stabbed, and he goes, the name, he like says something, he smirks, or it says mega level threat neutralized, and he smirks, he says the name's Gambit, and he starts charging
charging it up,
and it charges up the whole thing, and he was like, remember it, and then it explodes
on my knee.
It was so good.
Let's go, boom,
and he falls,
takes it out,
and then it switches back to the mansion. They're watching the news report,
see what's going on,
and Cyclops is like, how many are dead, how many? And like, Beast is like crying, and there's all this stuff going on. They're showing all the shots of Genosha.
Oh yeah.
And then
it's awful, dude. It made me feel like it makes me feel like I'm like watching the news.
And then the like most heartbreaking scene I've ever watched.
And cinema, and this is cinema.
I have never watched a final scene of an episode and just bawled my eyes
out. Bawled my eyes out and never been like, I need the next episode right now. I need it right now.
So long, I was like, I can't believe this. It's Rogue holding Gambit's like just completely messed up body.
Dead body, yes.
Yeah. And she's touching his face, and she's crying, and she says sugar, and then
she's like, I can't feel you.
I can't feel you as the screen goes to black.
And you see a teardrop fall off Gambit.
Yeah.
And I'm just like,
and she's like, I can't feel you, and I'm like,
it's cuts black, and that's it.
I just broke. I was like,
I can't plays the dang theme song at the end. I'm like, no,
the sad theme song.
I'm like, dude. Christ Almighty! This episode.
What are they cooking? This is crazy.
Damn. This hurts, man.
I need next week. Next week is the Life Death Part 2, which is the Storm stuff, and then after that we get back to everything. And episodes 8 through 10 are the craziest episodes. And I'm like, what is that? We still have a whole nother season of this to go before the right.
I swear it better. I swear to God. If they end up on a cliffhanger. I will be pissed off. I will be pissed off.
This is an animated show, so we can probably get the next season relatively soon, like next year.
I don't know. What if they cancel?
They were not going to cancel it. The show is like popping.
Dude, everyone's talking about
it. But yeah, so I guess we go ahead and rate episode 5. Oh, I mean, it's a 10.
Dude,
it's a 10.
You can't finish this. I want to like break the rules and say 11.
It's a 10.
It's a 10. It's
a
10.
God.
This is the best episode.
It was so good. Emotions were.
You were telling me like, yo, you got to watch the episode. I'm like, what do you mean I got to watch the episode? You're like,
I'm like, I can't even tell you. I just don't get on Twitter. Don't watch.
Don't go on Twitter. It actually did it.
We forgot another thing that happened in the episode, which was like a split-second scene of the Watcher in the sky.
Oh yeah, what was?
The Watcher was in the sky watching this happen, and that should have been your first thought. If you saw that, you'd be like, something's about to go down.
Yeah, something that's not supposed to happen happens.
He's here, and yeah.
I didn't even think about that. I forgot.
Yeah, so the Watcher was like up there, which is pretty cool. It's a cool little reference. But anyway.
Dude, I want to give it 11. Can we break the rules one time?
It's a 10.
Dude,
it's like the highest 10.
It broke my heart. I can break
It's like the highest 10 can go without crossing the limit.
It's breaking the limit just about. It's a limit break, as one calls it. As one calls it. It's good. It's good. Like I need to see like I want Maximilian to like start reviewing all these episodes.
Well, he said it's the best like episode of a television series seen in like 10 years.
Yeah, it really like I've never like.
Now you can agree with me that they're gonna go back in time and fix this. This is like
when you have Bishop and Cable show up and you have Cable show up
try to do it again.
He will try to do it. Maybe bring all the X-Men with him. Yeah, and they'll cut it.
You think that Bishop brings the baby back, and it's like he brings it back to what's happened, and his mom's dead, and like all this stuff's going on, and then he's like,
"Oh God,
we gotta fix this."
Well, if he's in the future, wouldn't he know?
Well, he would already have met Cable if he's in the future, but yeah, still, I don't know.
I'm interested.
But yeah, that's
that would be crazy if he came back in time. He's there. And he's like, "What in the world happened?" Because somebody hears like, "Oh, Madeline's in Genosha." It's like, "Oh, that's weird." Shows up and everyone's just like dead all around him. Dude, that would. Man, oh my God! Like it's driving me crazy because like there's tons of great shows I've seen that end off with like stuff like that, like such as Breaking Bad. I can't think of anything else at the moment. Breaking Bad was like one of those big shows, and I couldn't imagine watching that on like a weekly basis. But this is like the first show I've ever seen where as soon as it ended, I'm like, I need to know what happens next right now.
Yeah.
Because this is like, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
Yeah, it was wild.
It's insane.
Yeah, episode 5, really good. Really good job. Let's talk real quick. We don't have to touch much on it. I just want to touch on a certain scene in particular in this trailer. There's a mid-season trailer they released for the show, because we're halfway through now. Mm-hmm. And in it shows a red, white, and blue shield smack the ground.
It makes it, yes.
And it's like in the snow, confirming Captain America is going to show up in the show, which is like wild. Apparently, the last time he showed up, I guess it was in X-Men, he's trapped in like a never-ending fight with Red Skull in some kind of like something.
I believe that was in the Spider-Man.
Okay, Spider-Man.
I believe so.
But that's the last time they saw him, so I don't know if they're gonna like.
Now, who do you think he's there with? Because it's a snowy area.
Wolverine, maybe.
He's had history with Wolverine. There's an episode where there's a flashback, and Wolverine was actually around when Steve Rogers was getting the super soldier serum. I think there's like a clip where he like looks at a
This is apparently possibly the guy who's voicing Captain America.
Oh, that's gonna be lame because that's not who did it in the original. Because the guy's still around. It's the guy who plays Solid Snake.
Well, we don't know who it is, but this guy was cast in the show, but we don't know who's playing still. So.
All right. I hope it's I can't even remember the guy's name, but
this guy's been some stuff. I don't know he's in those movies. I don't see him. Anyway, but yeah, Theo James. But yeah, so I mean, Captain America showing up is pretty cool. Mm-hmm. We kind of talked about that a couple weeks ago with the whole them exploring the 90s stuff. But yeah, all right, let's go ahead and get into the news.
Yeah, let's get off of Peak for a minute.
And move back on to Peak. According to feature_first, this is a newer source, but apparently they're possibly credible, so I'll work with it. The current runtime of Deadpool Wolverine is 2 hours and 10 minutes.
That's a good length.
Yeah.
Good length.
Not too long, not too short. Thought I'd throw that in there before getting to this next thing here. Let me pull this up. Gotta find it. There it is. Robert Downey Jr. has talked about his return as Iron Man, quite possibly, maybe, perhaps, gonna happen. Robert Downey Jr. says he would happily return to the MCU as Iron Man. He says, too integral a part of my DNA. That role chose me, and look, I always say, never, ever bet against Kevin Feige. It is a losing bet. He's the house. He will always win.
Dang, he's all dude. He's a goat. I'm happy to hear that.
It'll happen.
That was something I think everyone knew would be imminent. Even after Endgame, right after, everybody kind of knew he would be back at some point. There's just no reason. Well, no, it's just like, because you're always theorizing with time travel, the multiverse, and all that. That was always theorized. It was always like, he's got to come back at some point, along with Chris Evans, because that's imminent too. Especially with Secret Wars coming up, and you tell me you ain't gonna get the big guys coming back. Like, that's just not, you know.
Yeah, so I definitely could see him coming in like maybe Secret Wars. Yeah. Yeah. This is. You ever seen that SpongeBob GIF where there's like a roller coaster and it's like that, like the
yeah.
Liv Tyler this is connected to that. Liv Tyler will be in Captain America: Brave New World for a scene and a half. Okay. Well.
Okay.
No, Betty Ross or Betsy Ross, whatever her name is. Betsy Ross is the American flag lady. Never mind.
Yeah.
Betty Ross is going to be in it for a scene and a half in Captain America 4.
I guess at that graveyard.
Yeah.
Scene.
For whoever dies.
That's probably at the end of the movie.
We still don't know who dies.
I want to bet Ross.
I don't think he dies because he's supposed to be in something else.
Well, when's the Thunderbolts take place?
I don't know when it takes place, but.
What's the point of asterisks, by the way? I guess
we'll talk about that.
Talking about that, yeah.
Oh yeah, that's on the news. I gotta talk about that. I'm kind of happy that you mentioned that. Let me.
Oh, you never.
I just gotta. Oh crap. Okay. I forgot to talk about that. Okay, but yeah, scene and a half. Interesting.
Yeah, it's not long.
All right. What is next? Okay, according to Murphy's Multiverse, which is a source we've used before, but they haven't posted in a while. Franklin Richards will play an integral role in the Fantastic Four, which will establish a connection between him and Galactus. I
He's Galactic.
I
That's the
kind of
connection.
guess I kind of guessed this
Called it.
last week.
Yes.
But him and Galactus being the same person, maybe. But we'll see. Yeah. Also, something quick to mention here. This is newer. A newer revelation. They had cast somebody else as Vanessa Fisk in Daredevil Born Again back when they started it. And they just announced, or just found out, based off some like set stuff, that the original actress from the Netflix show Ayelet Zur will reprise her role as Vanessa in Daredevil Born Again.
So what happened to the previous?
I guess they just they got rid of her and got the original back.
Huh. All right.
So it's interesting. Yeah, I know most of these new pieces of news have been kind of short, but I mean, we haven't got to the big stuff yet.
Yeah.
Famke Janssen, the actress who played Jean Grey in the original X-Men movies, has weighed in on Deadpool and Wolverine. She said this. She says she is not returning as Jean Grey in Deadpool and Wolverine. She says, I'm not in Deadpool and Wolverine. No, everyone keeps asking. So at some point I was like, wait, am I in Deadpool? And I just don't know it yet. But no, I'm not. No. She said.
That sounds like something someone would say. That's in the I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised if she's not.
I wouldn't be surprised either. I think. So I guess that kind of takes out what I said last week because I was thinking that they'll get all the X-Men guys back, but not or the main ones. But James Marsden's definitely in it. I can see that happening.
And I think Halle Berry too. But those are probably the only two. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that'll be the big two. And that one guy, I can't remember his name. We saw him in the trailer.
Oh yeah,
probably. I can't remember his name. Yeah.
And there's a few villains in there too we know about, but yeah. So she apparently is not in the movie. Oh well. This next one, it's something I guess will make you excited. According to Candy Get Some Toast, Deadpool and Wolverine will reportedly reference a legendary clash between Hulk and Wolverine, nodding to Wolverine's first appearance in the comics.
I just want to see it, man.
I don't think we'll see it.
We won't see it. Be like, yeah, I fought Hulk, and that's it.
It'll be like most you'll see is like Wolverine standing like in a forest or something, and the giant shadow just comes up behind him, and he turns around, and that's the only thing you'll see.
Yeah, because that a Wolverine and Hulk fight is just like legendary, you know. That's like I'd say it's not as iconic as Batman versus Superman, but it's up there, like top 3.
It's a good one.
Iconic fights, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Deadpool and Wolverine, though, CinemaCon happened this week, and we got a lot of information for that. I do not have the footage description with me. I gotta pull it up.
Get that footage description.
Footage description for Deadpool 3 CinemaCon. Okay.
I'm waiting for this thing to leak. I feel like stuff like this is just imminent to happen.
No, they were allowed to record, but apparently no one recorded the videos that they showed them.
Are you kidding me? They were allowed to. So when you're told not to record, they record. But it's like, man, record. It's like, stupid Kevin. I ain't gonna do that.
But yeah, so okay. Let me see if this explains it better. Okay, this is not a good website. Let me find. Oh gosh, I cannot remember the name of the website. Okay, we'll go with this one. We'll see if this works. Yeah, okay. So it started with a silence your phone PSA with Deadpool and Wolverine talking about rumors for Secret Wars in it. And Deadpool tried to explain his theories for the movie. He was interrupted by a cell phone in the audience. Finally, after being interrupted several times, Wolverine lost his temper and addressed the camera with palladium F-bombs, imploring people to turn their phones off. Audiences got a look at the movie. Kevin Feige says it is awesome, but he added an expletive into that. We got Kevin Feige cursing. He also said the F word a few more times, apparently. He said he can do it because it's an R-rated film.
Drop them bombs. All right.
So, yeah, the footage from... I'm kind of nervous, like, reading it off there. I have the screenshot of what it all says. It opens with Wade Wilson riding in a car with children. He says he might want kids someday, but he, quote, doesn't have a lot of... I'm going to say this. So, children... You know, okay. He says he might want kids someday, but he doesn't have a lot of vaginal sex. That's what he said. Okay, listen. And it continues on. Wilson, stop laughing. You're shaking.
I just didn't expect you to. That wasn't what I was expecting. Like I was thinking like his like sperm count was low or something.
Wilson reconnects with Rob Delaney's Peter, who tries to convince him to get back into the superhero game. He's now being a used car salesman, working with Peter, apparently. He comes home to a surprise party and catches up with Colossus. Colossus shares that he's been watching the Great British Bake Off, and Wade replies, "That show saved me from suicide." Wilson explain. It's kind of skipping through some stuff. There's other stuff that happens, obviously, but this is kind of like the bigger one. Wilson explains that, quote, cocaine is the only thing Kevin Feige says is off limits. Blind Al replies coyly by saying, "Do you want to build a snowman?" Wade is captured by the TVA. Obviously, it was like skipping a bunch of stuff. He wakes up in an office with Matthew McFadden's character. He tells Deadpool he's been chosen for a special mission to save the sacred timeline. Footage of Chris Evans' Captain America is shown, and Deadpool salutes him. He sees a clip of Chris Hemsworth as Thor crying over his body, and McFadden tells him that happens in the distant future. "I am Marvel Jesus," Deadpool proclaims. He addresses the camera and says, "I'm going to Disneyland." The footage ends with Deadpool getting a new suit.
He's like F you Fox and going to Disneyland. Yeah.
Let me find, because I screenshot another thing too of it.
Marvel Jesus.
So some of the one-liners we had are from Deadpool there's way too much exposition for a threequel. Why is Thor crying? Disney won't let us say cocaine. Do you want to build a snowman? This isn't Pretty Woman. We're kissing on the mouth, Deadpool said to TVA agents.
I'm excited.
Yeah. There's one more. Oh yeah. The footage ended with Logan and Wade driving in a car. Wade said, "Why do your friends let you leave the house looking like you play for the Los Angeles Rams?" And Logan says, "Shut up." Or, "Shut the up." Like he said, yeah.
Shut the up.
Anyway. But yeah, there's a little bit of Deadpool footage there. I want to see it.
It's going.
The trailer will be next month.
Someone's going to post it. It has to happen at some point.
Yeah, the trailer's going to be next month. Apparently, it was really good.
When does the movie come out? In June?
July.
God dang it. I keep thinking it's June. Man. So we got April, May, June. 3 months. We don't got that
We get a trailer next month. Another official trailer. But, yeah.
Can we see that Red Band trailer? That's going to be great.
Yeah. Kevin Feige did say that there will be a Deadpool and Wolverine popcorn bucket, which is designed by Deadpool himself and is crude and lewd, and the same company who made the Dune popcorn bucket is making this one, so I'm going to buy it.
I will buy it. And I'll have it displayed at my grandmother's.
I have a feeling it's going to be like Deadpool's mouth. And yeah, that's what I think it's going to be.
Well, wasn't there a popcorn bucket? Like, I saw
one.
To, like,
reach into his mouth.
I saw one where it was his mouth. It was both him and
there's
Wolverine.
There's a lot of like AI version of popcorn buckets. People are trying to like say like, oh, this might be it.
This might be. I saw one. You think it's going to be just like a popcorn bucket with like drawings on it?
It could be.
That'd be kind of cool if it has like their adventures on there. But you have to be careful, like that.
Crude and lewd, whatever that will look like for a. I can't believe this. Thunderbolts. So, or should I say, Thunderbolts?
Holy crap!
Kevin Feige said yes, they are doing Thunderbolts. It is in the middle of shooting. There is the asterisk. That is the official title. He said, but they're not going to tell you why until after the movie comes out. Which makes me think that they're going to do one of two things. It's going to be like Thunderbolts, but then once the movie comes out, it's rebranded to like Dark Avengers or something. Or it's Thunderbolts Part 1.
Oh, you think it's going to be like a two-parter?
Yeah. And they're going to announce that like...
They must be pretty confident if they think it's going to be...
Apparently, they have... I know they just filmed some stuff with Yelena meeting Red Guardian in the middle of the rain and Bucky being shirtless in his house and a bunch of stuff. They filmed a bunch of stuff recently. I was reading about it. Yeah, but we don't know much else other than that, but he did say that it's for a reason. He said, but we'll find out after the movie comes out. It should be next year at some point. Maybe. I think it is next year, that and Captain America. Mm-hmm. This next one is what excites me the most. This gave me chills reading it.
Mm-hmm. I don't know anything about this.
Captain America: Brave New World had footage.
I saw a picture with him and with
Did I screenshot it? Oh
god. With General Ross and Sam.
That was our first. That was our first look at it. With them. He looked like Harrison Ford.
Mm-hmm.
Expected it.
He just looked like Harrison Ford with a mustache.
Yeah.
Do they like mention him in the thing? He looks
Yeah,
different.
he was like I can't remember what it says. I'll probably say it. Okay, we're gonna go on the Reddit. This is it. CinemaCon, go see the very first footage. The clip that was shown follows Sam Wilson meeting Thunderbolt Ross, who is now the president at the White House. Ross is asking to meet with Wilson so he can reunite the Avengers with the new Captain America at the forefront. So that's what this movie's about. It's about. This is the first movie where we're like, okay, grounded. This is where we're at. This is where the Avengers are. They're not a thing. But we need a new Avengers team. This is like the moving forward movie.
Yeah.
Like, this is going to
set up,
this sets up the rest, like the future.
Yes.
And that's what Anthony Mackie says, kind of like a reset movie.
It needs to be, yes.
And so we're getting the Avengers back.
A lot of stuff on its shoulders.
Yeah. He's looking to unite forces, but he might have some ulterior motives unknown to everyone else. During a meeting where Ross is presenting this plan to a crowd with Sam in attendance. Okay, I have to say this first because it's not described here. From what I read, he's in the middle of talking, telling everyone about he's bringing the Avengers back. Everyone's in there. A bunch of like Secret Service agents and stuff. And all of a sudden, some old timey music starts playing over the speakers, and the music activates a bunch of sleeper super soldiers in the room.
Yeah.
So like even Secret Service agents, some of them are like super soldiers that like the music activates them, and they just start like attacking. And that sounds like the scariest thing. Like you're just all sitting there, and all of a sudden you hear this creepy music start playing, and everyone just starts like
going at it. Yes.
And so that happens. A mysterious villain takes over the speakers, controls, which I'm pretty sure is the leader, because he's the villain in the movie.
Yeah.
And controls the minds of Secret Service agents. Full chaos ensues, which leads us to a montage of the different action set pieces. We see Sam getting attacked at the White House using his shield to block himself from multiple Secret Service agents trying to tase him. We see shots of Sam Wilson and Joaquin Torres, which is the new Falcon, in action together. Everything builds up to a tense confrontation between Sam and Thunderbolt Ross inside the Oval Office, wherein Ross tells him, "You're not Steve Rogers." After a long pause, Sam says, "You're right, I'm not." Finally, we see Sam suit up in the new Captain America suit, which is more silver and blue than blue and white. Which I saw that was in the picture of the one we saw.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I like the.
It looks like a normal Captain America.
Well, it looks like a normal Captain. I like the old one better though. The one that was in Falcon Winter Soldier.
Well.
All right, it's gone now. All right, I guess we'll do. Okay,
it's gone. We're not getting that. But yeah, so that was, I think, most of the footage description that we got for that. I'm trying to see if... Yeah, Anthony Mackie said the movie's a clear reset. It really establishes the idea of what this universe is and what this universe is going to be. So it's like a moving thing. And they said I've said this before, but they said that it will be kind of along the lines of the tone. That's what the reason they did the whole year delay and everything, because they wanted to have the tone of Winter Soldier. Which, I mean, it sounded like it kind of does.
It sounds like, yeah, and, why not be one of the best Captain... I mean, people can argue best Captain America movie with,
But, yeah, there's that. Some footage, maybe it'll get leaked at some point, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
And finally, for Marvel, the Fantastic Four will be shot fully in IMAX, meaning it's going to have all of that nice Jack Kirby cosmic goodness. All on
even bigger.
IMAX. Superman is also in IMAX, and these are releasing around the same time, so...
The IMAX Wars. That sounds kind of cool. I'm patting that.
The Fantastic Superman? No. But, yeah, so that's all the Marvel news. Let's get into DC, but first, it's time for a commercial. We got a commercial for y'all here.
Kids, come meet your new sitter. Looks like a good time to check out Burger King.
Yeah, that sounds great. What are you watching?
Superman fighting Brainiac?
Could you turn it down?
Cool new Superman toys are now at Burger King. You can get one with every Kids Club meal.
Well, what have we here?
Whoa. Burger King Kids Club. Great food, cool stuff, kids only.
We're back. Okay. Trailer. Joker 2 trailer released. Joker Folie A Deux.
Peak.
So I mean, what were your thoughts going? It's a teaser trailer.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts going into this?
I was hyped. I love the
This-
first movie.
2.5-minute teaser.
Yeah, it's one of the best teaser trailers I've ever seen in my life. I love the first movie. I saw it in theaters when it came out. You can drink this too water?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens. You gotta drink, you gotta chug it like me, man. It is big. I'm getting myself a milk coma. Christ. I love the first movie. I saw it in theaters. I loved it, and I remember at the time, everyone was like freaking out. It's like, if you
It's
could
just
see,
one of those movies where I didn't feel good walking out of it.
I
I was like,
I know some people kind of made it, I don't know, call me weird or whatever, but like, I wasn't really like,
I walked out of it. I was like, okay.
one thing is that I remember everyone at the time was just like, if you go see this movie, you're going to turn into a arsonist or something, you know? I'm just like, no, that's not going to happen.
Like, it's putting a.
And did that ever happen?
No.
Exactly. So
I don't know. Did it?
no.
Did you go set something on fire?
Oh yeah, my parents sound
Oh my
good. No, like in all seriousness, like I remember everyone was like, it was like that one part where like he like puts his mother's head like the pillow over his mother, strangles her or whatever. And I remember my friends like, dude, I had to like. I just had to like walk out of the theater at that point, and I'm like, ain't that serious? Like I get.
I was just sitting there like.
I was invested. I was like, dang, that's crazy. But I was never once. I was just like, man, dude, this movie, man, it can really turn people off. Like, I think people just overreact.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of it had to do with, especially with the Dark Knight Risings incident in that movie theater, unfortunately.
The first movie was, I mean, it's a big hit. Everyone likes the first movie, mostly. And so news came around that the second was coming. Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn in it, and it's a musical.
I was like,
Or it's a jukebox music.
Yeah.
Which is like a bunch of popular songs.
Yeah.
So like we'll have a.
Not originals, really.
That's why like the one song we hear in this is "What the World Needs Now."
Yeah.
Which I thought was pure imagination.
Mm-hmm. I know. Which it could. Maybe it's in it. I don't know.
That'd be nice. But yeah. So the trailer starts off with Joker in Arkham. And Orderly asks him if he's got a joke for him and all that stuff.
Yeah, Arthur, or Fleck, you got a joke for us today? Yeah.
They take him out.
Beautiful shots, by the way, especially the rainbow, or not the rainbow, the umbrella.
Yeah.
The umbrella shot.
They're taking him out. He sees Harley in there.
Looks like a choir group.
Yeah. And she notices him, and she already knows who he is.
Oh yeah, definitely, because you see like a guy on a piano.
Yeah, and she already knows who he is at this point because she said she's been like idolizing him before he even became Joker. I think is what she said in the trailer. But it continues. He's walking. She's looking at him. They talk about how music helps heal the fractured parts of a person's psyche. Mm-hmm. And as he's walking in the rain with the umbrellas, he looks up.
What's interesting?
Cool shot of the umbrellas change colors to like.
Yeah, I was saying because if you go back, they're like gray.
Yeah.
I didn't notice that. So, yeah, they're all gray, but then it's colorful. I never noticed it till like just now.
Yeah. And then we get Harley saying, "I was no one."
Recreating a shot from the first one.
A lot of stuff recreating shots from the first one. Her story is the exact same as his from the first one. Mm-hmm. She does the gun thing.
Yeah. Same apartment he's at.
Same. It's the.
Or is that the asylum?
This is Arkham. Yeah. The whole movie takes place in Arkham, from what.
Okay.
Or most of the movie. And they got like. But stuff. We get a cool shot of this spotlight shining on Joker with the microphone. Look at that shot. It was hard.
Oh man.
This is a new reaction shot, by the way. People are like using this to like say peek and like peek. Like yeah, people are using it. It's like
oh, yeah, that's funny. With the cigarette, man, it's peak.
Yeah. And so they're watching that. Harley tries to grab his hand, and she was like, "Let's get out of here." He looks at him, and we get this cool shot of them, which is definitely in their mind.
Peak.
Of them dancing together on the roof. We hear what the world needs now.
Talk about an upgrade too from what's his name? Jared Leto, and yeah.
We get them dancing through the street this fall. Him running away from
people dressed like the Joker.
Yeah, so two other people dressed.
So I wonder. So
people are like multiverse. I'm like, no,
no, idiot. There's two theories after this. Either this is like all in his head, and he's trying to like.
He's like it's like metaphorical running away from him.
Yeah. or it's actually people who are believe in the whole Joker persona and have lived it, and they're not knowing fully like they're going like, oh, the Joker wouldn't do this. They're going after this guy, this random civilian, but they don't know it's actually him.
That would be cool.
That's what I'm thinking as well.
We got like Joker and Harley talk show.
The Frank Miller, or not the Frank, excuse me, the Frank.
Miller. I'm like, what?
Frank Miller's there. No, what's the what was the show in the old one in the first movie?
Oh,
is it Frank? Is that a guy named Frank, or was it Murray?
Murray. Yeah, Murray Franklin show.
Yeah, Murray Franklin show. Yeah, I think that's the same
it's
stage.
Kind of like that.
Because it has like if you look at the curtains.
Yeah.
It's the same.
There's this Phoenix. He's being dragged down the hallway.
Laughing.
Laughing.
Gaga.
We got Lady Gaga walking up steps in her Harley Quinn outfit.
Nice outfit, by the way. Oh, it looks good in like what it was like behind the scenes in that one photo.
Her painting his face. We get the kicking on the stairs. Callback, obviously.
Oh, that was awesome.
People like trying to get. Oh my god.
What does that guy say to Arthur? He says like,
"What's changed?" And he was like, I finally have somebody."
That's what we should be talking
about.
I'm
pretty sure that's like a line that's like.
It's cut.
But, I'm trying to see. Yeah, I don't see anything about the Harvey Dent stuff, but he's in this movie. Or a Dent.
Shame on you, Gotham. I wonder if this is them being released.
Joker sympathizers. Yeah, he's like, yes. He's dressed in this Batman. This is like Dark Knight Returns.
Oh yes. I didn't even notice that. Oh my god.
They're getting married.
Who's the best man?
Gary.
The
go. The small person from the first movie. They're kissing a bunch of stuff. Joker beating somebody
with a stool.
Yeah, they're dancing in front of the Hotel Arkham. It's like La La Land.
Land.
Yeah. And they're smashing windows, running away from some kind of fire. This is a really good callback. Do you remember? Do you know that's her version of
that's
that?
her. Oh god, I didn't even noticed that till you just now. I was like, oh, it's like this. Yeah.
But him laughing outside, explosions, obviously.
Sorry, this is sexy, man. I love it. So good.
What do you think about this? Her holding a gun up to him.
I think it's.
Are we gonna get that abusive like?
Oh, it's like her. She's abusive to him. I think this is actually more for show.
It's like
rather
in front of the crowd.
You're in front of a crowd. I think it's more for show rather than like an abusive type. I don't think we're gonna get that in this.
Wait, is that a dead man?
I think it's gonna be like a. Hear me out. And I think this is a great take to do. Morticia Addams and Gomez Addams from the Addams family.
Okay.
If it's something like that, that's awesome. I think that's what they're gonna be going for rather than the abusive relationship type. It's not a good relationship, you know, but it's like it's one where they really love each other, but they're freaking crazy, you know.
And then we got her aiming the gun, her to call back.
Yeah,
to the scene that gives me chills every time.
She does it with the one. Oh man.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the same show. Yeah, see, that's part of the same show.
And he's doing like the.
Oh, that's peak. Man, dude, I want
I want to see this movie right now.
Dang it, really. Oh man.
And then we get the best.
Sorry, I get freaking hyped, man. This is like the best part.
And we get the best scene, which they made an actual Instagram filter of it.
They did.
Yeah, and it's like the thing, and you can like put your face on it.
Yeah, line it up. And she's like, "I want to see the real you."
Yeah. And she draws the smile with the lipstick
on the glass,
and he moves and puts his mouth onto it, and
smiles.
So we're watching it in like real time right now. He puts his mouth over it, and then he smiles, and it like completely fills. Look at that! Oh my god, it's so good! it's so good. And then we get the title card: Joker Folie A Deux, 10/4/24. 10/4 on that. That's
10/4, 10/4. I want a 10 out of 10 trailer. I want to mention this too. Folie A Deux means shared madness. If anybody didn't know.
Yeah, and so it's the madness for two. But yeah,
I love it, man.
Let's rate the Joker 2 trailer.
5. See, dude, I want to give that a 10.
I would have merch.
That's the limit break.
So good. Talk about a movie that I was like already excited for. But like I was like, oh, I mean, it's a musical.
Plus, how good can you get with a Joker sequel? Because the first one's perfect on its own.
I was one of the ones that people were like, we don't need a second one. I'm like, yeah, but I'll take it.
If it's good enough, if it's as good as the first one, if not better, I'll take it.
There's still more story to tell.
And there's still people that's all like, oh, we don't need a sequel to this. The first movie stands alone.
I'm most interested in what they're doing with. Because like we've still set photos of someone named Dent running for a district attorney or mayor or something, and I'm curious what they're doing with that because I want to know what his role in this movie is.
I can't
Is he
wait.
the one that's getting Joker out of prison?
Yeah, very corrupt kind of dude. Yeah.
Like I'm curious about that. But
And where did the Wayne? I mean, what's with the Waynes now? Because they're dead.
yeah,
So we're gonna see here Bruce like. Because how many years does this take place after? I guess
this
I'm
is not that
assuming
long after he's still in prison,
maybe a year.
probably.
Yeah, so Bruce is still like a kid.
Yeah. Then there's the whole possibility that the entire movie takes place in their head too. So Harley might not even be real.
I hope they don't do that because that would be like.
I feel like it'd be kind of.
Yeah, you talk about something that could be
Cheap.
peak to mid instantly with that one thing.
Yeah.
Because it's just a rehash of the first one.
Yeah.
You know, with him imagining that girl. It's crazy.
But yeah. Anyway, on to the news here. David Corenswet was promoting his new movie, The Greatest Hits, at a theater in Atlanta. He showed up there, and he was talking about Superman. He said the vibe of Superman is based on the book for all seasons, Superman book, and All Star Superman.
Great
But the story is, quote, totally its own thing. It's a little bit of information about the tone of the movie.
I'm guessing he's basing it off the character of Superman and like All Star. You know.
Yeah. Which seems cool. James Gunn was at CinemaCon, DC was, and he said he and the Superman cast will attend CinemaCon next year. Not this year, they were filming.
Mm-hmm.
He says next year will be the summer of Superman. Trademarked. And it's promised to be a, quote, bold new era of DC storytelling.
Is this about to be like the best DC movie ever? I don't know. Joker
possible.
Folie A Deux might be better.
That's
but
also
that's the new DC story. DC visualization. We'll go with that one.
yeah. And we got our first official look at the new logo.
You know what's funny? Snyder fans were like,
That's a wide. Wait, let me just go back because I just noticed that was kind of weird. Look how it like completes, like through.
that is kind of weird.
Anyway,
Now,
did they post it? Well, I might have to look. I have it saved on my phone, but
so that ain't your background yet. Surprise. I want to point this out too. It's so funny how, like, please excuse me here, how Snyder fans were like, I don't want to sound like just creaming just slobbering all over Alex Ross the other day because he did like a shot similar to he drew something, or I don't know if he did, like Zach did something based off. Oh no! Alex Ross posted a thing of Batman versus Superman clips or pictures, and then it was something similar to his artwork. And everyone's all like, "Oh, Alex Ross knows Zack Snyder. He's got it. Oh yeah, Alex Ross knows what's a good Superman." And then they base it, and then this is based off Alex Ross Kingdom Come, and now they're all like, "This logo sucks." And I'm just like, "Dude, you were glazing them the other day. What happened?"
that's the Snyder fan.
That's an average Snyder.
Did you see the
fan.
newest video that they have out?
I saw a video. It was out like a couple months or a year ago. It's like a guy opens up a copy of Zack Snyder's Justice League, and there's a clip in there of the Batman and
Suicide Squad, and he rips it and puts it in the toilet.
And pisses on it.
I was like,
and then you see the end of it. He's like, it's like him and the bat. He's like, that's what he does. What the hell is wrong with y'all, Snyder fans? I love Watchmen. I do. I will always praise it. I know it's not as good as the book, obviously, and I don't think it's as good as storytelling as the book. It's far inferior to the book, but it's good. It's a good movie.
Yeah.
But you cannot look at me dead in the eye and tell me. And plus, he was freaking gaslighting comic book fans.
I don't even want to talk. I left that out of the news. So
Dude, you gotta put that back in the news. I put Snyder Jesus on the thumbnail.
Not again. I don't want to talk about him.
No, that was bull, man. Oh.
That was I don't even want to.
That's a great
Superman
logo.
I get what they mean when they were like, it's gonna be Superman, but it's gonna be its own. It's like you'll recognize this. It's like that's James Gunn's Superman. This is so different from any other Superman logo we've had.
Now,
which it still looks good. I mean, I'm a fan. But
I'm a fan, and I'm gonna tell you that it's not. It's going.
That's obviously not what. That's like the marketing logo. It looks different on the suit.
On the suit, it's more wider because it's like on the chest and all that. It'll spandex.
And it's like instead not as shiny. I think that'll be like the movie logo.
Yeah.
But obviously, it also might change too. But yeah. So it's a new Superman logo. Very nice. And let me see here. Yeah, they also revealed during this that Super/Man, the Christopher Reeve story, the documentary that apparently made a bunch of people cry,
I can't wait to see this.
releases this fall in theaters. It will be the very first DC Studios movie. DC Studios is producing it, so we'll get to see the new intro and stuff with it.
Ooh, for like, oh yes.
Yeah, and it'll be the first one in that, and it released in the fall. It follows how Christopher Reeve found strength and purpose through activism after he was paralyzed in an equestrian accident.
It's probably too early,
10 out of
but
10.
but if they get done filming in time, you think we might see a teaser of James Gunn Superman in front?
There's
go
a
along-
possibility, but I don't know.
I think that would be smart to do. Now I don't know because again, it's fall and Superman Legacy don't come out till, or just Superman
July.
don't come out till July of next year. So
It's
I don't
possible.
know.
But we will be watching this. We'll do a review on it. Watch it. And it comes out, and Joker, I guess, will come out after, so it'll be, or maybe before. But I don't know if Joker's going to be the first, another DC Studios thing. It should be an Elseworld.
Yeah.
But yeah. That is the end of the DC news. Not much else for cinema.
It's all good news so far. I'm waiting to hear some like bad news or something.
Well, you're just in time.
I'm just in time.
On the other news, now the first part of this isn't bad until you
Okay, I was like, what?
Paramount is developing a rated R live action Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles adaptation of The Last Ronin, so like cue cheers,
Yeah. Woo!
with Walter Hamada set to produce. Cue like oh, like it's like one of those like yeah.
Who's that? Who's that again?
Well,
What has he worked on?
you ever heard of the Hamada verse of DC?
I have not. The Hamada verse.
He worked on.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh no.
So he was around heading DC and producing all these movies. He Aquaman 2, Aquaman, Black Adam, Flash, Shazam, Blue Beetle, Suicide Squad.
Some of these aren't bad though. I like these are pretty
Final
decent.
Destination, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 1984. He did all the Annabelle movies. The It movies, Joker.
All the Foundation, Friday 13th.
Crystal Value.
Well, they're Friday. I never.
Tag. Oh my god, have you seen that movie?
I've not seen it. Is it good?
You need to watch that movie. You mean you got literal like Jeremy Renner?
I know what it's about. It's like they're like.
Yeah, they're playing it's like based off a real story. They're playing a lifelong game of tag, and it's the funniest.
Now there's some peak in here.
But there's also some pretty bad.
Well, I'd say the bad ones are pretty much the horror stuff, and maybe Birds of Prey and Wonder Woman 84. Shazam! Fear of the Gods wasn't that bad. The Flash wasn't that bad. Shazam, I love the first Shazam more.
But this is the guy making the rated R.
I would like to have a regular. Well, no, we got. What do you call it? Mutant Mayhem. Not that long ago.
Yeah.
I'm excited. I know, like Snyder fans were like, I don't mean to bring this back up, but they were talking about this, saying like, "Oh, how come TMNT could be rated R, but not the Justice League?" I'm like, I don't care if the Justice League's rated R or the Avengers. That's never been an issue.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody ever said it was an issue. Just Snyder wanted to make something rated R, just because it was rated R, rather than telling a story. You know what I'm saying? If James Gunn made an R-rated Superman movie, but he focused on story the whole way through, then it's fine.
Yeah.
You know, the last Ronin story is like pretty dark and heavy, you know? And so you're telling, like, we'll probably see the Ninja Turtles die in this movie, you know what I'm saying? And I could, the way like Raphael dies is like insane. Spoiler alert, but you
I
know,
never read it.
it's good. It's good. I got the book. I'll let you borrow it.
Okay, and finally here, we'll combine these two. The Boys Season 4 is completely finished. They just have to do dubs and stuff for it, so it's ready for release eventually. Jared Padalecki, a guy who played opposite Jensen Ackles in Supernatural as his brother.
Opposite Jensen Ackles?
Yeah. What?
It's just a funny name. It's like, yeah, this guy opposite Jensen Ackles.
Yeah, like opposite. They were like...
Are they like really completely opposite?
No, it's like, that's how you say, like, Harley Quinn's playing Harley Quinn. I mean, like, Lady Gaga's playing Harley Quinn opposite of Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, gotcha.
Like,
I understand.
Anyway, he said he'd be down for a role in The Boys. Showrunner Eric Kripke has previously said that he would cast him in a heartbeat. Seems like we'll be getting him in The Boys. I think he'll be playing The Boys version of Thor, but that's just me.
I can see it.
Yeah. And that is the other news, and on to gaming.
All right.
EA Motive, the people working on Iron Man, they are joining Battlefield and building out a new separate team to work on the franchise. So they're helping work on Battlefield now. They said Iron Man development continues in parallel as the studio hit a, quote, major milestone this year and had made excellent progress.
So, think we might see the game next year?
Probably
Or we
not.
might see it this year, but like come out next year.
Maybe.
I'm excited.
So there's that. Something to throw in there before we get into Suicide Squad, which is patch notes. There was a patch this week. Went live. I hopped in there and played for a little bit. Battle Pass XP has been increased, which I can tell.
I know you told me the battle pass and all that's been
I
great.
can tell.
Keep hitting this thing. I'm sorry.
Okay.
My feet are huge, man.
Patrols, strongholds, incursions, and smash and grab missions now reward 100 XP per one. Mayhem missions now reward 200 Battle Pass XP. Killing time remains unchanged as this is based on the mastery level you completed at. Cargo knots, now which are the little like aliens that are around the map, reward 100 Battle Pass XP per one. Drop rate of Master Notorious and Master Infamy gear has been increased. Damage reduction's been messed with. Burn and Poison have had their damage over time increased, which I've heard Poison is still not good, but Burn is pretty good now.
Okay.
They've made changes to support squad missions to make engaging with their mechanics more impactful and to make them a little easier to complete. So the Toyman missions, Penguin missions, Ivy missions, Rick Flag missions, and Lex missions are all a little bit easier to do. Let's see, some other damage reduction stuff. Most of the stuff they talked about that they would fix in the last update. They added Joker as a filter option in the store. There are a lot of bug fixes for this one. Nothing for PC.
Miller's pissed.
There's a reason, but I mean it costs more money than they'd be willing to put out to fix PC when they don't hardly have that many players on PC anyway. So I mean, what's the point?
I mean, I'm sure they're working on. I don't think that means like you should disregard it.
Like
you shouldn't disregard it, but
Jedi Survivor's PC port is horrible, and they still didn't fix it because there wasn't just that many people playing.
Really,
there was just more.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
They fixed some performance issues and stuff. You will notice.
Just tell Miller to buy a PS5.
I know. He
won't do it.
You will notice when you go in that when you play as Joker, the on-screen tutorials will start popping up. They have a new thing now where it's like new recruit tutorials. So it's like helps you get like used to new recruit like moves and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can turn that off. And yeah, that was that. There's a lot of stuff they fixed. A lot of bugs.
Have you been playing it a good amount recently, or?
I mean, I played it a couple times, but I only played it once since the new patch came out.
I honestly haven't played it since really me and you played it. I went on there for a minute to get the outfits.
Yeah,
that was it. I don't know. I'm not in the mood to play it right now. It's nothing against the game. Not like it's. I don't know. I'm waiting for the. I said it again last week. I'll repeat myself, but
episode 2's in 4 weeks.
Yeah, and that's when I'll go back in it a lot then. Because I'm surprised they don't have that many outfits. Like I figured,
they get new outfits every week. They just put new outfits in this week.
Oh, they do them every week now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. I'll shut up then.
I put in a new versions of the King Shark and Joker homemade Justice League outfits, and the King Shark. Let me show you this.
Yeah, show me this. I'd like to see this. Because I follow them on Instagram, and I'm like expecting it to be like Avengers where they have a picture of the suit. It's like, oh yeah, check this out. Buy a suit. Yeah.
Let me see if it pops up. The new one. Oh man, I don't think it's gonna pop up.
I think
he has a Superman wig on.
I think I've seen it before.
He has a wig on, and it's amazing. Like literally, he's got like the black hair with the swoop.
Yeah, that's cool.
And the other one's Joker, and he's got like this cardboard box on. He's got like a box on his head with the bat ears and stuff, which is cool. But yeah, they added that. They have a new dev update for the week. They said, hello, people of Metropolis. Yesterday, we launched another patch for the game aimed at fixing a variety of bugs and making improvements to Season 1 play based on player feedback. Wanted to reiterate some of the biggest changes that came with the patch, as well as provide some context on the reasoning behind their inclusion. As the main topic of discussion for this week is the patch, this will be a shorter dev update, as most of the necessary information is contained within the patch notes. But we'll keep a close eye on the feedback, so let us know your thoughts on the changes we've introduced and keep those bug reports coming. Fix my codex, please.
Never.
There were several updates made in this week's patch, which are covered in detail in the patch notes. Battle Pass XP, which we kind of went through. You get Battle Pass XP every day from ranking up and collecting your care packages. So make sure you do that. And your contracts help as well. Battle Passes also do not expire, so you can progress through at your own pace and revisit them whenever you like.
Can you activate 2 Battle Passes at the same time? And
I don't know if you can
Because I was one. Because
I don't know if you can do that because I think you have to go back to another episode and play that battle pass.
Oh, so you have to go back to the season 1.
Yeah, like if
season
you wanted
infamy.
to, you'd have to go until if they had a battle pass in like season 0 before season 1, like the.
So I would have to go
You'd
back
have
to
to
that
go
one
back to
and
that
play
episode
in that
and play-
world. Okay, gotcha. 'Cause I was like, man, I wonder if I can just activate a battle pass later.
No, and you
and
can't.
then just like get both of them at the same time.
I mean, that might be a thing, but I don't know. They reworked the Craze Mutator. They fixed Raising Hell. Black screen fixes. There's also Lejeune, content creator. He's got a big damage Joker build, which I need to.
That's crazy they add that on there. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And that's it. They said it would be a shorter one. Most of the stuff is in the patch notes. So, yeah. Not too much. Kind of like a chill week, I guess. But Miller hasn't been tweeting about it, so
Yeah, he's done, I guess.
not much is going on.
You think
He's waiting for something big to happen. And he's just-
PC fix? Is that the thing? He's waiting.
But that is the end of the news.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I mean, I'd say all around good news. I don't know. I can't. Really, I mean, I guess you can look at
we
the Ninja
reviewed
Turtles
two like absolutely like
peak
peak
thing.
thing.
Yes. Oh god. I know we kind of use that word a lot, but like
I don't care.
we're just lucky right now. I guess. I don't know.
I wish we can get like a PNG of like an animation of like one of those like branders that people put on like burgers and stuff. You know, like but, like,
Oh,
it
like
says,
like
it
a
says
grill.
like well done. We can do that for like every time we get like a
Well done.
like on the
Peak.
screen. Yeah. Peak. But no,
Well, and if it sucks,
did
man,
oh, burnt.
just light it, man.
But yeah, so with that, I guess we go and get ready to get out of here. So thank you all so much for joining us this week. Talk about a lot of good stuff. If you have any questions, comments, corrections, or concerns, you can contact me on Instagram at DarienH4404. That's DARIENH4404. Or Instagram at the Comic Burrito _official. Facebook, the Comic Burrito _official page. And Twitter at the CB Burrito. Also, I have made a letterboxd for us. I'm gonna be putting just like random movie reviews on there, but I'll probably start logging the reviews that we've done on the show onto it, so you guys can go check that out.
Well, I guess me and you're gonna be fighting on the
No, I'm gonna have like Darian's thoughts, Landon's thoughts.
Hulk 2003's peak.
No, I'm doing the ones what we said on the episodes.
Well, it's
So that's
basically
plan.
the
So
transcripts.
Go check that out. The Comic Book Burrito, letterboxed.
You can contact me at Spider_Landon on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Very interactive on all platforms. And I don't know, come on over and let's spread the love of Hulk 2003. I don't know, I'm in a Hulk mood today. I might watch it when I get home.
So lame.
But yeah, come hang, and yeah, dude, check our letterbox. I didn't know we did this.
Yeah, and with that being said, we're going to go and get out of here. Make sure you tune in for streams. Landon's doing Final Fantasy VII. He promises not to get angry again, even though he will.
I will.
And
wait for the Sephiroth boss fight.
yeah. And I'll be back eventually with streams. I don't know when, but at some point. I'm trying.
I'm tired.
I am absolutely burnt out. I don't want to stream at all. Like, thinking about streaming right now, I'm just like, ugh. Like, I just don't want to do
I'm
it.
not allowed to say I'm burnt out because you stream way more than me. I
You
like
should
doing.
see our YouTube thing, like, it was like 200, and then like
Me.
50.
Me.
But yeah, so we're gonna get out of here, and we will see you all in the next one. Bye, guys.
See ya.
Excelsior!